Rachel Maddow has a cow. That's the mainstream media's response to everything Trump does. This time he bans Narcan, which is used for drug addiction. And it's just another outrage frenzy. Welcome to John Mike Keane. Let's watch Rachel Maddow have a cow.
It's not like we didn't know it was going to be terrible. And it is terrible. He really did have a judge arrested today. And we will have more on that in a moment.
A crooked judge for keeping an illegal in his house.
But that wasn't all. I mean, today we learned that Trump is killing off the federal funding for Narcan. Narcan, the anti-overdose miracle that has literally saved hundreds of millions of American lives in the last few years. There are hundreds of thousands of Americans who are alive today who would not be alive without Narcan. It is a miracle that saves people from overdose. And
saves people who are taking an overdose from getting an overdose if you take it fast enough.
Trump, in his first term, bragged and bragged and bragged about how much his administration supported Narcan and how much they'd done to make sure everywhere in the country could get Narcan. Now he's killing it off.
Yeah, it's not the government's job. Here's Scott Bessent. We're going to get Bernie Sanders after this, so hold tight. Here's Scott Bessent.
Okay, and now I am joined by President Trump's Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent. Thanks for joining us this morning, Mr. Secretary. We appreciate it. Let's start with the polls. For the very first time, the president's polling numbers on the economy are underwater, with 53% saying it has gotten worse under President Trump, with 72% of those in our poll saying it is very or somewhat likely that his economic policies will cause a recession. Your reaction?
Oh, well, Martha, I haven't seen the polls, and for the past 35 years, my business was analyzing data, so I think we probably got to dig down in those. But what I do know...
Yeah, the polls are all slanted. Anyone in ABC's audience of polling are going to be overrepresenting Democrats, and they're going to very specifically ask questions to get the preferred result.
Is that Americans are behaving very different than what the surveys say. So the surveys may say that, but consumers are still spending. So I prefer to look at what Americans are doing rather than how they're answering pollsters.
And it doesn't worry you, the poll numbers that you have seen?
When I start seeing data to the contrary, then we can look at that. But, again, these poll numbers, and also, when I look at some of the things that are being published, there was a story 10 days ago that said, this is the worst April for the stock market since the Great Depression. 10 days later, the NASDAQ is now up on the month of April. And I haven't seen a story that says, oh, stock market has biggest bounce back ever. So
it certainly has gone back and forth.
I think a lot of this is media driven.
He's right that it's media driven, and he nails her on that. It really is a matter of the polls go up and down, and they only report when it goes down, and when it bounces back up to even a record number of recovery, you won't see a story on it. And this is just about bias. So I think it's wise that Scott Bessent is onto them. Here's loopy Bernie Sanders, because you can't get enough of the oligarchy.
We are living, Kristen, in the richest country in the history of the world. And yet you got one person, Mr. Musk, who owns more wealth than the bottom 53% of American households. That is insane. That is oligarchy on steroids.
Okay, well, the bottom 53% of the households should go and create a rocket ship company and a Starlink internet company and Tesla company and turn X around. And then maybe they'll be able to participate in the wealth that he enjoys.
Meanwhile, we have 60% of our workers living paycheck to paycheck. We have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major nation on earth. And we have over 20% of seniors in America living on $15,000 a year or less. What the American people are saying is that they want, and what our tour was about, is to say that they want an economy that works for all of us, not just for Mr. Musk and other billionaires.
Well, the first thing they should do then is fire all the Democrats for wasting billions of dollars, half of the tax dollars that they generate, probably even trillions of dollars that they're wasting. First thing to do if you want to enjoy more money, is get rid of the Democrats who are wasting all your money on fraud and garbage.
Now, my concern right now is you have Democrats appropriately, and I'm working with them, talking about Trump's movement toward authoritarianism.
This is just another threat from Bernie Sanders. You could sell one of your 3 houses and give it to the poor. You won't do it, which is the same reason why no rich person does it. When he gives his money back, then I'll consider taking more from Elon Musk. I'm John Mike King. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat below. Does Elon Musk owe you more money?